Switching cameras.
Yep.
Hi, I'm doing well, thanks. Haven't talked to you in a month.
Love to see you too. Love to see you guys, all you ladies. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I want another trip. It'll happen. All
I'm
right.
asking.
I mean, I personally, we can learn and grow without it, but I think it's kind of better. And I feel like anytime we all touch base, there's like more ideas and confidence and just which helps to grow. So
It boosts morale too, right?
mhm.
Can see that now. Okay, we're back. All right, got it. Okay, you guys, we're just gonna start from scratch here. This has just been one of those days. So I am so excited to be here with you guys because I get to introduce you to three lovely ladies that are killing it inside of their tutoring business. And I'm so excited that you guys get to be here and join us on this journey. So many people think that making, replacing their income with tutoring is something that absolutely cannot happen. And that just is not true. So you're going to get to see three ladies who have been able to make tutoring online their job and be able to really put everything into gear with their business. Now, each of these ladies has gone through our Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business Masterclass, and they are also current members of our Insider Secrets Club. So first, without further ado, we've got Clara Tong in the house. Woot woot! Hello, Clara.
Hello, everyone.
So glad that you are here. And it sounds like maybe people cannot still hear us. So let's maybe they can. If you guys can hear us inside of there, just let us know if you can or if you cannot, if you're having any problems with the sound. It looks like everything is going good on my side. Clara, tell everybody a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what you tutor.
Well, my name is Clara Tong. As you can see from my title, I tutor math online to students in grade 8 through Calculus 2. I'm based in Vancouver, Canada, and I really enjoy helping students through their math journey.
Yes, because it is a journey, isn't it? Like that just from where they start to where they end up, it is an incredible journey. And before you started tutoring, what did you do before you started tutoring?
I did a number of things. I did a lot of odd jobs, including photography, but I was also a teacher in China for 3 years, and I taught in a few schools in Canada, but they were all kind of short-term contracts that didn't end up going anywhere after that.
Sure. So right before you joined, take us back on the journey. Right before you joined Jumpstart, where were you at inside of your tutoring business?
I already had students. I had them in person and I found them through kind of like an agency.
Hmm.
So I always had to pay them a fee from what I earned. And when I joined Jumpstart, this was in fall of 2020. The pandemic was well underway. Everybody was sick of online learning, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to keep my students online as well as my new ones.
Yes, and that's a scary place to be, right? I mean, that was a very scary time as we're starting to think like, okay, the world is changing very quickly right now, and I either have to change with it or figure something else out. So it's a scary place. What were some of the things that you were saying to yourself when you were going through that?
I was just hoping to be able to make it through April. Okay, well, I mean, pandemic started in March, right?
Yeah,
So that was when spring break hit, and I knew that there was going to be a lull in students because of spring break. But
sure.
as April came, I just prayed that I would be able to make the same amount of money that I was making last April. And then I got through that school year, summer went, and then in the fall, I was really thinking like, oh, well, these current students I have they're going to be graduating. What am I going to do after that? And
Hmm.
then that is when I scrolled on Facebook and I just saw this Jumpstart Masterclass. Like it was like a 4 day countdown or something like that. And I saw posts every day about that. And I looked at the video in bed. Like I was just lying in bed scrolling. And then I saw this video and I was like, I need to do that. I know I need to do that.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And what were your goals at that point in time?
I was just trying to, I wanted the business to continue. I didn't want to go back to the school system. Um, so I wanted the business to thrive and hopefully be able to stay online forever.
Hmm. Yeah. And as you went through the Jumpstart class, what was that experience like for you?
It was really interesting because I met so many other online tutors. Because when I tutored in person, I was the only person that I knew that was even doing full-time tutoring.
Hmm.
So meeting other tutors was really cool. And I felt like I had the support of the other tutors because when you go out to market yourself, or at least for me, I'm not used to it because my background is in science and education.
Hmm.
Um, I'm not used to putting myself out there. But when I have other tutors around me doing the same thing, then it feels much more normalized.
Yeah. I never thought about that before. That is a very interesting, point of view, just because other people are doing it. You're like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. What's holding me back, right? I love it. And so then, as you're going through Jumpstart, what were some of the results that you got inside of your business?
I found the first breakthrough for me was when I found a student that was outside my local area. They
Hmm.
were I think they were at least 1 hour drive away. So there was no way that I would be able to have that student if it weren't for Jumpstart.
Hmm. Wow, that's awesome. And so then you started working with that student, and then you just started to see the possibilities of, wait, I don't have to just market to people in my zip code. I have the entire world that I can really work with potentially. And so, what does that make possible for you today inside of your business?
Well, I mean, I have had students in other time zones, um, not a lot though. So I'm
Hmm.
still seeing what that holds.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. So tell us, what does your business look like today?
Um, I have a completely full schedule and I
Woo!
get to control it. It goes from 3:30 to 9, Monday to Thursday, and then I have some students on Saturday. What I love the most about this job is that now I get to have 2-day weekends because
Yeah.
I just said I'm taking Friday off, I'm taking Sunday off, and I said I'm taking them off, so I am.
Yeah. You get that power. I know. I kind of have like an office day now, so like Friday's my catch-up day. But if I wanted to do something outside of that, I could. But it also helps for me to not have to take my work into my weekend with me, which is really nice, and I can really focus on my family at that point in time. So yeah, we get to take a look at like what is our lifestyle? What would be our ideal hours to be able to work? And then we get to schedule our students around that. And that's so cool. I know some people that they end at 7 o'clock every single night because they're like, I don't want students after 7. I have some people that schedule their students until 11 o'clock at night because they're like, I work with all these different time zones. I'm a night person. So it works well for me. That would never work well for me because I am like done by like 8:30 at night. I so it's like we get to like choose this lifestyle that we want, which is absolutely incredible. I love it. And and right now, are you bringing in enough money to be able to pay your bills and do the things that you need to do financially?
It's comfortable. So right now, I think it's a good work-life balance because I'm charging enough to work 25 teaching hours and then be comfortable financially.
Nice. Well, I don't think there's a lot of teachers in the world that would even believe that, like, that's even possible. Like, you can work 25 teaching hours. And of course, we know there's planning and different things like that that go on into the process, but 25 teaching hours and you charge what is a comfortable rate for you to be able to charge, and you don't have to work 40 hours a week with students in order to have a successful business. And like you said, your book salad, everybody's book salad is going to be different for them and for you. 25 hours is a good number, and that's fantastic. I am so excited for you. What an exciting time to be able to look back. So that was 1 or 2 years ago that you went through Jumpstart.
1.5, yeah.
1.5. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome. And then here you are now, and like this is your thing. Are you still doing multiple jobs, or is tutoring like your main gig right now?
This is the only thing I do right now.
Wow, incredible. So you've gotten kind of replaced kind of the nightmare of kind of to juggle all those different things around and just do what you love. I love it. Congratulations. Such an amazing journey. We also have Jessica Pizzold here. Woo woo. Hello, Jessica.
Hey, Joanne.
I'm so glad to have you here. Jessica is one of the coaches inside of our Insider Secrets Club. She's actually
Yeah.
she works on helping people with coming up with a video strategy for their content so they can get found online. And before she even came into that position, she joined our Jumpstart program. So take us back to where you were at in your business when you joined Jumpstart.
So I think it was, when did I do this? So like 2018, I decided, I've been threatening to quit teaching in the traditional classroom altogether. I'm like, I don't really want to do this, but I have the skills to do it. So what could I possibly do that still uses these types of skills with teaching, English, but not having to go and serve a boss every day, So I found out about tutoring. You always kind of knew it existed, but in the classroom, teachers just tutor after school for free. That's just part of it. So I thought, how could I possibly charge people? That seems a little scary. So I did find a family. It was a homeschool family, and I just worked with them and maybe a couple of other students for a little while. So it was really part-time for like a year while my husband was working. And then I thought, I think I can do better because I was still driving. I was going to the person's house. Sometimes it was really inefficient because I had a different student in another location. So I started finding your videos on YouTube, and I'm like, who is this lady? And then I listened to what you were saying, just topic after topic. It was online tutoring business, how to start your online tutoring business, all these words that apply to what I was doing and or wanted to do. I thought, okay, let me just listen in. And you would interview people. And it helped that it was like this, where it wasn't just you just talking at the camera, where it was other people were involved. And I thought, okay, I think I'm going to do this. So and then by then it was 2020. So just like Clara, I'm like, there is this possible opportunity to transition into being online. And I used to think online learning was like sketchy or it was too far-fetched. People wouldn't want to do that. Maybe I wasn't sure how to do that. I'd even done some VIP kid teaching and I thought, well, this is okay, but that's kids learning like language practice. How could I possibly help them with writing papers or helping them with grammar? So once I enrolled in the program, I realized, just like Claire said, there are other people that have the same goals as you. They're going to end up like they're starting from different places. Some people weren't teachers at all. They were just like people who wanted to start teaching without the classroom aspect of it.
Yeah.
So
Man, Joe, sometimes I wish I had that opportunity. I know that that wasn't meant to be my path, but sometimes I wish I had that opportunity because of the nightmarish experience that I had inside of the classroom. And I know you kind of had an uncomfortable situation inside of the classroom as well, where it was not fun. That is for sure. So I'm so glad that are other paths. And I wish in college, like they talked about the different paths that you could take with your teaching degree, right? Like that it wasn't just like you go and you have to get a job inside of a school system, because I think that's why a lot of teachers end up leaving, because they're, they need open opportunities. Like, what are the other opportunities that are available to me? And this is an amazing opportunity that's kind of like one of the best hidden secrets. So if you still are in college, you guys, and you're looking at this and you get into the classroom and you're like, I do not like this, it doesn't mean that you're not meant to be a teacher. Come check out the tutoring world. It's pretty awesome.
yeah.
We absolutely love it here. I feel like I fell in love with teaching again. How about you guys? Like when you started tutoring? Yeah. Yeah. It was like a whole new world. And so when you joined the Jumpstart class, what were your goals at that time? Like what did you see as possible for yourself?
I'd really been getting into entrepreneurship and learning more about like that mindset. I'm like, okay, I'm not just going to do this on the side and earn like, I mean, I was hitting, sometimes it was over $1,000 a month, like, but I was kind of like, this is not replacing my teaching salary. And honestly, just the lifestyle I want to live, that was okay because my husband worked too, but I thought, I think I can do better. So with Jumpstart, I think some of the harder lessons to learn was here, you need to learn how to like decide what your worth is. Of course, how can you measure that? But you choose a way to like, how am I going to raise my salary? Or you work backward. Like if you want to make 100K a year or even, 50K, you have to figure out how much do you need to make per month. Figure out the business side. Who do you really want to market to? Don't try to just teach everybody. Like all these rules that at first you're just like, oh, I want to help anyone who comes along or I want to get hung up on the website or how my logo looks, which I did have a logo, but that's like the fun stuff. The Jumpstart taught me the difficult. Sometimes I didn't want to hear it. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to send. I don't want everyone. I don't want to set up boundaries because then I have to enforce those boundaries, and that's a little. That means I'm having to think in a business-minded way. So it's like everything I do now is basically what I've learned the past 4 years. Like I'm not the same person as I was. Like beforehand, I was just like, I can only teach. No one else has introduced anything else to me. And I saw someone in Ultimate Support yesterday said they'd had a hard time with teaching in the classroom and they, kind of treated badly by other teachers or just, it's not that every moment in the classroom is terrible. It's just that if you find that your past job is not something you want to do forever, you take those experiences and you use that to help like plant the next idea. You don't just run away crying, but you're kind of like, okay, I liked these aspects of it, but like whatever you don't like. I didn't like being treated the way we were treated, like now I can make my own hours and all that. So anyway, I don't want to ramble, but there's a lot more I could say.
Yeah, I know. Being able to escape that, to be able to have our own dream job where we do kind of put in all of those different pieces is so, so incredible. And then, let's see, after you joined Jumpstart, I think right after that, you ended up coming to our event. Like I actually held an in-person event, you guys. It was during COVID. Yes, I know, in Florida. And, we had we tried to be, cautious as we did that, and you ended up coming and joining us. And what was that experience like?
It was just, I knew that I needed to go. I thought, okay, I trust them enough to show up. Really, everyone was still a stranger. We just met and talked online, but I just thought, I think this is how we need to grow. So at that point, we were focusing on content creation, and I have a YouTube channel for the tutoring business. So I thought, okay, well, let me just, it's a, it's a business expense. I'll go down there and we'll get together and touch base. And I just thought there's no way that the business won't improve without it. Like it's only going to be beneficial if we go, and it might be kind of fun. So when we all got to show up and you were teaching, like we had these sessions where we talked about the benefit of content creation, and you talked about some things that not everyone was ready to do at the time, like plan out your content for the next few weeks or few months. And some people are like, okay, but what we learned there, a lot of us began implementing, if not right then over time. So you just, the thing is, what you're telling us is true. Like there are other resources out there saying some of the same things that you are, but you're doing this from the tutoring business aspect, which for this niche is what we all need.
Yeah.
So that was just a great way to connect with people on a little bit deeper level than just meeting online. I'm happy we get to meet online from people from all over the states and in other countries, but the trip was great. So I'm like, one day we need to do that again. We can all make videos together and just sort of brainstorm, and a bit more of like intimate, I hate that word, but like just all get together and powwow instead of like go out to eat together and talk, instead of just have a Zoom session and then go on about our day.
Right. Yeah. I like that too. I do like the socializing aspect of doing live events, and we'll get back to doing some live events as soon as the world can get back to a little bit more of a normal, like, all of a sudden, like COVID cases are like up again. Prices for gas have gone up to like astronomical prices, which then affects, airlines. And it's like, okay, for now, we're going to do online, and that's going to be okay. But as soon as we can really get together and do that again, I do think the relationships build deeper, right? And I know that Nancy also came and joined us for that event as well, and we got to meet each other, and oh my gosh, so much fun. I feel like I've developed lifelong friends. You can do that online. You do it at a deeper level when you get to be in person with them. I love it. And now you've been a coach for the Insider Secrets Club, and you've been helping people guide them through creating their videos and keeping them going and all of that kind of stuff. What have been some of the benefits that you've seen from, watching others go through? Because you kind of have a different perspective, watching others go through Insiders and going through that process.
I find that the people who show up, especially at first, when they start showing up to those meetings with me, we're talking about video, they're new to it. So I just get to repeat some of the same values that I've learned about video. And then whenever I've gotten a client because of a video I've made, I'm always so thrilled to show them, like, this is what you can do. This is what you should do. And, at the very least, if you're creating video to talk about your business, you are articulating your value so that other people will eventually see your video. Like the videos will do the work for you later on. And so I love just getting together when everybody meets. It's just, I really look forward to that, because sometimes, you can only get so far with, like, I like working with the students, but with adults, we're all kind of on the same level, going through the same things. And then I like to let other people talk about, like, show us the video you're working on, or tell us, write your script, or we'll look at something and critique it. And Clara knows, because she's been there. She can kind of talk about what that's like in there, like be a witness for it. But it's hard because making a video can be high maintenance, but there's really just a few things that you can consistently do. Like, you think about what you want to say, you write the script, you practice talking, you record it, and then you can get fancy with extra stuff like editing and dropping in graphics. You have to be willing to learn, just like with blogging or even learning, like posting on Instagram. People don't like to do that by themselves. And some people like their kids show them, or their friends, but other tutors getting together and saying, well, I have a question about this. It's just more enriching. So those who show up tend to get the results. And some people dabble and then they go away to do blogging or something else. But it's just like, if you show up, we're going to talk about our tutoring businesses, but we're going to talk about it mostly focused on video. And like what the next, we're making a new video for like this May, everyone has to make a certain video talking about their summer plans. And I think it's good to have people like compete a little bit to see, what type of video are good they can come up with. I look forward to seeing what they have.
Yeah, I think it's so fun too. Like it gives you like a spark of motivation to keep doing the things that are going to help you get found. And so a lot of people ask me the question, well, what's the difference between Jumpstart and the Insiders? And Jumpstart is like where we can all develop a common language together, like common business practices. It's not like you have to follow every single business practice that we have, but it's to guide you into developing the practices that are going to work the best for your business. We develop a money mindset that's going to allow us to bring wealth into our business versus a poverty mindset, and success habits. Like, what are those habits we have to put into place so that we can be successful? Because it's not like create a website, people find it, I'm book solid. Like, I wish it were that easy. It's not. There are all these different pieces that you have to put in place. And then once you have those pieces, the big basics in place, then we can move forward into a long-term strategy, which is the content creation. And so we have in the Insider Secrets Club, not only do you get a question answer call each week, but you also get access to coaches who are specifically blogging in their business. So Suzanne Davis blogs. Esme is an Instagrammer. So she guides people through Instagram and gives them different things to do on their Instagram and gives them new ideas. And then video, we do video with Jessica. And then each month, every member also gets access to a brand new course that's going to help you think differently about your business in some way. Either help it grow in some way or help you think about other ways you can bring in income for your business. Just getting you to think differently. Next month is going to be all about money reset. It's going to be a whole money empowerment is the name of it. That's what I came up with. Money empowerment, because I think like we need to keep revisiting that piece of it, because as teachers, I feel like we were kind of like raised with this kind of a poverty mindset. Teachers don't make money.
Yep.
We don't teach because of the money. We teach because we love it. Those are all great things. Like, yes, I can love teaching, but I can also get paid well too. And I don't have to hold on to that, that I don't have to get paid a lot of money mindset, which is a poverty mindset, right? I don't have to hold on to that anymore. I can let it go. And I can be like, no, I can be a teacher and I can be well paid. And so I think for us to always like revisit those kinds of things are really, really important. And we just did one on creating a membership site. So the last 4 weeks we've been focused on like, how can you create a membership site? And it was so interesting to hear everybody's like different ideas on what they could do with their community, from like group classes that have like, some videos and things that they can watch in between, and kind of like a flipped classroom model, and all these different things that I feel like they're awesome, awesome ideas to be able to put forth into the universe so that you can continue to do what you love, but not have to trade all of your time for money. And I think that's really, really cool. So we start really getting the word on out there about your business in the social media realm and going and diving deep on into that so that you can be successful. So those are the two differences between the Jumpstart and the Insider Secrets Club. And Clara, you've been a part of Jessica's, her specific mastermind that she holds on video. Tell us what that experience was like for you.
I would never create videos by myself. So being a part of her group gives me motivation to do it. We have quite a few members in the group, and we can post videos into the group and ask for feedback before we release it into the public.
Awesome. Yeah, and that is so key, right? Because like you want to put what's good out there, but you also don't want to like hold yourself back from not posting because you're like, well, I don't think it's good enough. And then you could get feedback like, are you kidding? That's amazing. You should post that like as of yesterday, right? Like sometimes we can be our worst critic inside of our head with videos. So I love to see that that is really helping you to be able to create that content. And we've got the wonderful Nancy Van Lagerenberg. Hello. Woo woo.
Hi,
Look
Joanne.
at her with her gorgeous long hair.
It's hasn't been touched since 2019. I'm very proud of it. I actually have a hair appointment next week, and it's on Friday. I told my clients there's no school on Friday, and I'm going to get my hair done for the first time.
I love it. Yay. We're kind
And
of getting back to a new normal.
Yes. And the coolest thing is like the parents, they totally understand. Like, oh, you're going to the hairdresser? Sure, you can have the day off. I totally get it. Like the people who I work with are just so wonderful. Like, I'm just so lucky, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So take us back, Nancy, when you were like in the right before Jumpstart, where were you at with your business?
Yeah, right before Jumpstart, I had been tutoring since 2018. I joined in December, October, November, December. I think Clara, you and I might have been in the same one, or maybe, yeah, I think you and I were in the same one. And Jessica, I think you were right before me. And it was, I just started, I found you online. I was tutoring in person and online in 2018, 2019. And then 2020, I had put down a lease for a learning center. So I was going to open up a learning center in March, and they had, my first last and deposit. Everything was set to go, and then the pandemic happened. And then I'm like, okay, I know I have to contract. It was really important. I just had to figure out something here. So I cashed in my good karma. And one of my friends actually needed a little place to take over the lease. So he took over the lease, and I was able to really be online without scrambling, because I couldn't even get an inspector in to look at the place to make sure it was ready to go for business. It was that crazy.
Yeah.
So I see you, and you start kind of coming up, because I was just looking for like best online tutoring practices. And I was trying to really, bring it all together, because I had been tutoring online basic, Delta math, right? Like a basic, and I didn't have my niche either. I was all over the place, and I am really a reading teacher. So at that point, I worked all through the summer. I still had my full roster because none of my students wanted to stop school during that summertime. And then I realized, like, this is actually really where I want to be. This is a more of a there's a demand for it, but there's also I'm really loving this, because I don't have to go anywhere. This is like bona fide. We're not going to get sick. We're going to be okay. And I can still serve my people.
Yeah.
And so I started kind of putting pieces into place. And then I saw your Jumpstart happening, and I'm like, I really kind of should do this, because what it did was help me bring all my pieces together that I had kind of up in the air. And once I started to become more intentional and focused and really drill down to my niche, that's when I started to really grow as a business person. And Jessica mentioned entrepreneurship. Like, that's when my inner entrepreneur started to come out. And then I was also the breadwinner for my family at that time. And it was just like, I have to do this. Like, I had a fire in my belly like I'd never had before. And so I got coached with Joanne. I worked with you one-to-one. We understood, like, working together, like after the Jumpstart program, like I had the tutoring piece, and now I went on to course creation. So that was another huge piece. So yeah, it's been amazing.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And so, before you found me, were you trying any other strategies or anything like that to be able to grow your business?
I didn't know that I wanted to. I didn't even know how to make flyers. I didn't understand Canva at the time. I just heard about Canva. Yeah, before working with you, I was just kind of like, I had, my analogy is I had sparkles up in the air, and like they didn't know where to settle to,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I was kind of like doing Google, I had everything everywhere, and I didn't know how to tie it all together so that I could be like seamless and more automated, and put more time and less effort into it. And I really realized, like, I need to invest in myself to grow. And I really realized that. And that's when I was like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm doing Jumpstart.
And it's so funny because whenever I ask people, like, what advice do you have for people, they always say, don't wait to get started with Jumpstart. Like, if you're thinking about starting your business, like, get started now. And if you haven't joined and you're not getting the results you want, join now.
Yeah, join now when you don't have a full schedule, right? Like, it is so great. Like it was wonderful to have the time to enjoy my one-to-ones with the other people in the group, my partners. We had accountability partner, which I really loved to do. We also had a little bit of competition, which I loved because we had to, put in what we did for the week. And I just love seeing people come out of their shells.
Yes.
I love seeing other tutors like really thrive, and like it was a community I've been really putting myself out to the universe for, that I found. So it was
I
like
know.
meant to be.
I know it really, really is incredible. And the relationships we've built, they last for a really long time. It's not like they go away. And I hear a lot of people that have, other people that are referring them from the community. Did any of you guys have people who referred you that were from the community?
Oh yeah,
Every
Yes.
single one of you guys. I love it.
all of us.
And then some people that have seen our content and I didn't know who they were. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm sorry, who are you?
Yeah, and then like I'll recommend like other tutors that I know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I've recommended Jess. I recommended Clara. I recommended, lots of other people that were in our group, because I know that if people come to me, I know what I can give. So I'm only going to put you in very competent hands. I would never, pass someone else who came to me to someone who I didn't think was sub. I just think it's like you said, a very even playing field, and that we can all know where we're coming from, and like I know you are doing what you got to do to get it done. So I'd be okay giving my referral to you. It's a really
Yes.
important thing too.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. And at the end of the day, it's like we all want to see each other be successful. It's not a place where people are trying to compete against each other. It is like we are cheering for each other's success through this journey versus having to travel the journey alone and kind of be like, yeah, I'm all by myself here and I'm lonely in this journey, and well, maybe I should go back to the school system. And oh my gosh, then those terrible thoughts start coming back into your head. Like maybe I heard somebody the other day say maybe I should start, waitressing. I'm like, waitressing. Like, no, don't do that. Like you've got this. You've got this. We'll hold your hand. We will do everything we can so that you do not have to make those kinds of choices again. Like this is doable. You can do it, and we'll help and guide you through that process. And that's where building and networking and building these relationships is so key. And over the in a couple of months, you guys are going to get to hear something really exciting that's going to be happening in our community that's going to involve more people to be able to network and communicate with each other, and really awesome opportunities. So keep your ears open. Some awesome stuff. I love it. I love it. So what has your experience been like as you've been in the Insider Secrets Club, Nancy?
Oh, wow. Insider Secrets Club. Every time I'm ready to shift my business, like to course creation, to building my community, to building my email list, I have everything inside. Everything is there in my library. And then if I have any questions, I have my core group of people inside the Insider Secrets I can rely on for answers. It's like, I don't know. It's like having next level business at your fingertips for whatever you need. It's almost like you read my mind every month, and like you put out the course creation masterclass, and I'm like, oh, I'm doing a course creation. And so it's just, I don't know. It's like, you have my back. You always have my back.
I do. I do. You guys are amazing. That's why I do, because I have found like teaching reading was my passion, but helping you guys is my mission. And that just kind of sums it up. I love being able to help you guys and see the success that you guys are getting. So what do you see as possible now? Oh wait, I'm going to just back up a little bit, because you haven't just had four-figure months. You've actually had five-figure in a month before, haven't you?
One time.
So it doesn't matter. You still had it. You guys, she ended up making $13,000 in one of her months just from tutoring.
I made weight. Yeah, I worked way too much, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
It wasn't
to scale
sustainable
back.
for you. You had to scale back. Okay. And that's where we start realizing, like, what do we want this to look like, right? We get a little bit more clarity, and you can scale back to 8, you can scale back to 10, but those are all really great price points for the teaching world, even if we scale back and have that. And like you said, you're building your community for homeschool. I'm not sure if you mentioned it was for homeschool parents or not. I just remember that it is. But you've got your courses that you're creating for them and your membership site and all that fun stuff. So you got to check out the new membership stuff that we just did, because it's going to really help you as you are thinking about retaining your people and getting people to come back that have left and that kind of stuff. So check on that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
I love it. I love it. So what do you see as possible for you now?
What's possible for me is declaring more of my time for my own. I've declared June 1st to the 20th without tutoring, no tutoring clients during this time, because I really need to just get into the back end of my business and to take care of all those pieces that I need to take care of. And just knowing that I have, as soon as the 20th hits, I already have who I want to have on my roster. And I don't have to have it be full and crazy anymore. And I've learned to relax, and it's all going to happen. So I notice, like, let's say a student drops, and I could just start thinking like, oh, I really should start thinking about, putting it out there to get another student, because I know I'll have to work it, right? And so then, like, the next day I'll have someone call me like, Nancy, I got a referral, I need to talk to you. And like just yesterday, and I'm just like, great. And then the coolest thing was that I said, I can sign you and I can assess, and then we'll start on the 20th of June. Okay. And she's like, absolutely, anything, I'll do it. And I was just like, it felt so good just to say, I can't do it until the 20th. Is that okay? And they're just like, yes. And so, yeah, just having that confidence, and also the clarity to know with the business, with the money mindset, that it will come if I just keep going brick by brick, just keep putting my foot in front of the other, and just try not to waver too much from that, and just maybe take bigger steps.
Yes, stay focused, be consistent, and it will happen. And you're at a beautiful place now, because when you lose a student because of the work that you have done, you now have people that are requesting your services or finding you online, or another tutor who is referring you. Some of those things that don't take as much time to continue with running your business, so that it is sustainable. I love it.
Starts to catch like a flywheel, like once you start to pedal the bike, it starts to go, and then it really starts to go on its own. I'm not going to lie. The past 2 years have been uphill pedaling my tail off, because it's like I was in such a dire strait of, I have to succeed. If there is no other option. Yeah. And finally, that is behind me just recently. Like, just everything has been catching on enough, that is really empowering. It's really empowering to be able to do what we do, I think, and succeed.
I love it. I love it. You guys are amazing. Such inspirations to our community, and what's possible for people, and getting clarity in what it is that you want, being able to kind of hash out what those terms are, and be able to communicate them to people who want to work with you, so that you can continue to have that work-life balance that you are specifically looking for. I don't know if I have ever had a good, healthy work-life balance. I never have. I feel like I'm addicted to work, and pretty much everybody in my life will also say the same thing. But I do take time for my family, and I do take time for my friends, and without work getting in the way. So again, those are all choices that we all get to make, and I think it's such an incredible place. So people who are just getting started with their online tutoring business, what are some tips and advice that you ladies could offer people?
Jumpstart.
Yes, I would jumpstart.
I'd say you have to shake off the dust of the old thinking, even from your own parents or other people you trust. They'll support your idea of starting a business, but they'll always, at first I was hearing like, well, you could go teach it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm serious about this business. Like, you have to really want to do it. I mean, with anything, if you want to actually be good at this and have it be successful and have it be long-term, you have to really want to do it. So some people will probably try out Jumpstart, and if they realize that's not for them, then that's that's good because you need to discover it. But
Mhm.
really, there's so much free content that you have out there, Joanne, that is they if they listen long enough, they'll realize, okay, I know if whether or not this is for me. And then
Right.
you have to be willing to learn more things um, related to technology. You have to show up, and a lot of it's free. A lot of people don't want to part with their money. And I know because I've related to that before. Like, I don't want to pay for another class. I don't want to pay for a website. Because I don't want to pay for Zoom. That was a huge debacle a few days ago. And like, oh, people were mad. But I realized that, hey, some of the stuff you have to pay for will pay off. There's just a lot. You have to change how you think and how you do things. And you may have a few days where you're just pushing nonstop. And then you have to say, I'm taking a break. We're not doing tutoring for 2 whole days. Sorry, you have to have some rest, and then you get inspired, and then you're excited. Like, I'm going to adjust my schedule. I'm going to contact those parents. Just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. I love it. And you guys, Jumpstart is a great place to start, even if you have your business up and running, because a lot of us are bootstrappers. Like, we're like, nah, I'll figure it out. It took me 2 years to figure it out because there wasn't anybody before me. Like, I didn't have anybody to show me the online ropes back in 2010. So, like, I had to do it out of necessity because there wasn't anybody to be like, here's how you do it. Here's how you do it online. Here are all of the systems. Here's how you can talk to parents. Here's how you can, put your payments on auto payment so you never have to chase your money down. Like, I didn't have anybody to share any of those with me. So it took me 2 years to really put those systems in place. And then I was like, wait a minute, there are other people who are going to be in the exact same position as me that would just love the shortcut. And they would just love to know how to do all of this stuff like right out of the gate so they don't have to redesign everything every time they have a problem, right? Inside of their business. Like, okay, this isn't working. I need to do something different and then figure out, okay, would this work or that work? And it's just like you're constantly plug and play, plug and play, plug and play. Or as um they say in the online world, A/B split testing. Everything's an A/B split test. Where you're trying to say, okay, if I do this, does it work? If I do this, does that work? What happens if I do this? And what happens if I do that? Well, you can skip all of the what happens if. You can learn the strategies of tutors that have a sustainable, functioning tutoring business and be able to put those pieces in place. And some of you guys do not know this, but if you go to save your seat for the Jumpstart, your online tutoring business class now, because we don't open until July, if you do, something special happens for you. Because if you put $50 down, you'll get 10% off on the Jumpstart class. And I don't actually advertise that too often to people. So if you happen to hear that, click on the Save Your Seat so that you can save your seat, get on that waiting list. We only have 50 people that we take into the course to go through it because we've got a group of people who are there to support you as you go through it. And we don't want large numbers to hinder everybody's individual growth that they need to experience as they go through that course. So, any other tips that you guys would offer for people that are, on the fence about getting started with Jumpstart or on the fence about joining Insiders?
Believe in yourself, you can do it.
Yeah, it absolutely can. I think about too, like, I don't know any Olympic champions who get bronze, silver, or gold medal that do not have a coach, right? And there's a reason for that, right? So if you want to have high success in your level, the next step is to get a coach. And group coaching is an affordable way to be able to get the things that you need. In the business world, things can be really expensive. This is what I've learned. There are a lot of expensive coaches out there. There's a lot of expensive programs out there. And everything has been kept at a price point that works for tutors who are starting their business versus you having to invest $3,000, $5,000 into something like other coaches do. We've kept it at a price point that is doable, that you'll be able to make that money back as you go through the course so that it's an investment and it's not something that is impossible for you to achieve. And it continues to make you money. Like, you don't just make that one client and make money from that and then you're done. You continue to get clients over and over and over again. As you hear these ladies, it's been years since they've been in Jumpstart and they still have a sustainable online tutor business, which is absolutely awesome. So I am
It's
so
mind
glad.
blowing.
Oh,
It's mind blowing.
love
I
it.
can't believe it.
Nancy, I think when you said the spinning wheel thing, I was thinking also the book we read in Jumpstart. It compounds. Every action you take compounds. Like even showing up for this interview, someone will see us and remember us and say, "Oh yeah, that's Nancy. She tutors this. Oh yeah, Jessica teaches, reading and math or writing and math, whatever." Just it helps to show up. And then if you're in Jumpstart, that's where you'll meet your friends. Like you'll meet friends that can actually relate to what you're doing, and you'll trust them enough to like talk about, hey, I really want to make this amount of money, or I want this amount, I want this type of student, and they won't laugh at you or tell you you can't do it, because everyone here is realistic but encouraging, and not like trying to be, no one's trying to show off or intimidate you. It's like that in some other workplaces, but it's not like that here.
No, no, absolutely not. No, I think a lot of us are coming from such a similar background. Either, we went house to house tutoring, we taught in the classroom, possibly we've even like just switched jobs and want to try out tutoring and see if this is something that could be a career for us. We've all come from such similar backgrounds that it there's that opportunity for us to really cheer each other on, be there for each other, and see everyone be successful. I love it. You guys are amazing. You guys, see, I told you you're gonna love this. So thank you so much for joining us today, Clara, Nancy, Jessica. You guys are incredible. Keep showing up, you guys, because it does matter. The only thing that's standing in the way of you and your tutoring business is not the fact that you cannot teach or tutor well. It's the fact that not enough people know that you do it. And when you can open up those networks to people who now know what it is that you do, you open up the entire world to be your classroom. And that is the biggest joy of what we get to do every day. So thanks you guys for joining us today. And remember, on July 15th to the 17th, we have another amazing event coming on up. It's a free event. It's called Impact 2. We do not have sign-up details for you yet. Just save it on your calendar so that you don't schedule anything else that weekend. So it's kind of like a wedding, right? Save the date and enjoy the rest of your